What up, Level Up Podcast? We are back in the building. Doing something special today because thousands and thousands of people are wrongfully convicted of crimes every year, and we want to address some of those situations. And we're going to start with somebody who I had the pleasure of meeting today. So you can introduce yourself.
My name is Van Watson Jr.
Yes, sir.
Native Houstonian, born in 5th Ward, Texas, November 24th, 1952. Went to Crawford Elementary School, Dogan Elementary School, E.O. Smith Junior High School, opened Lamar Fleming Middle School, attended Phyllis Wheatley Senior High School, attended Texas Southern University, was among the first to be hired for Houston Independent School District as a certified peace officer in 1979, working on the campus of Ebony Worthen, Marshall, and Hartman Middle School, and working Houston Community College PD. That's just a sharp scenario.
Okay. My bad, Nick. Well, hey.
Nick.
For sure. Yeah. So, all right, you gave us a background where you started. So, I guess kind of give us a introductory story of what led up to this situation for you.
Well, I'm a black man, okay? And as a young black man, before I went to prison at age 42, I did what I felt like I knew that I could do. I was ignorant of what I was doing, but I did it anyway. So I had multiple women that have babies for me, okay? Within this episode, and as I started getting older, well, I came to Jesus Christ as my Savior and Lord, and He started changing things in my life. Within that happening, the female that I was brought up with, Jackie Thomas, we had children together. I had a daughter by the name of Shirley Foster from a previous relationship, but Jack and I raised Joya, Nell, Renee, and Bud, as well as my daughter Joya. Okay, all right. This episode came to pass when I married a mother of two of my other children. Okay, now everybody knew everybody because I was a type of person like this. If they my children, they're my children. Okay, so they're not gonna be like not known. I took care of my babies, even though I had them like that. Okay, so within me taking care of them and everything, there came a time that I got hooked on dope. Jackie got hooked on dope. Okay, but the mother of my other kids was not hooked on dope. So therefore, when I was in recovery, we had to send Jackie to California, okay? So the mother that I ended up marrying of my children, we kept the house and raised the children and everything while she was gone. When she came back to Houston, Texas, okay, my wife and I moved on and we got us a house over in Newquay, you understand, over Windsor Village. We moved from there, you understand, to the Village of Funding Apartments. At that particular time, I had a daughter in Philadelphia that was contacting me because she never knew me, and when she sent the pictures, they were identical to Joya, my other daughter. Everybody thought it was Joya. They're identical twins, but by two separate mothers. Well, I didn't know that this was bringing some type of animosity between my wife, okay, and the fact, you understand, I was talking to this lady in Philadelphia. I had no plans to leave my wife or anything. And Jackie wasn't in the picture because she was like strung out at that particular time. So I got the kids. I'm on AFDC because I injured my neck, okay, and was preparing to have surgery. Okay, I went on and I had the surgery just before at the end of 1984. They gave me Vicodin, Soma, Valium, and amitriptyline.
At one time, all that?
All this at one time. I was the beginning of the pill mill, y'all.
Dang.
Okay? Because like I said, I did so much speed that when I want to get mellowed out, all I had to do is take this medication that they gave me and I could just work as a normal person. I could drive and do everything. Wasn't nothing out of place. Everything was, I was a normal person. I had that much speed in me. Well, on the night of question, April 12th, 1995, my wife went to work, and I relapsed on crack cocaine. And there was a guy coming back and forth to the door, knocking on the door, you understand, selling me dope, and Kibble bit me, and I'm geeking and everything. Okay? So when everything was over, there was a young female by the name of Sandy. I called her over, she came to the house. Okay, and we were smoking in my bedroom. Okay? So when it came a certain time, I had to text Sandy, you got to go, you understand what I'm talking about? Okay? But now I was paranoid because of the dope, and I'm walking through the house, you understand, and stuff like this. So I came back and I laid on the floor and I was looking at TV. My wife called me and said, tell Vanetta, my daughter, which is our daughter, her oldest daughter, to go and iron her Jabot pants.
You remember all this vividly.
Man, I mean, you just sketched in my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this is my life.
Right.
I just 42 to 25, 22 to 68 years old. All I could do is replay the tape because I want to see what's up.
Right.
All right, so what happened was I told Vanetta, she went, did what she had to do, you understand? And I went back and laid down. That's all I remember. The next day, I got up that morning, I had to take my children, some to Missouri City to my mother-in-law house to drop them off, because they were going to one school. And I took Vanetta, Joya, and Nell over to the school right off of, let's see, Maine. Not off Maine, you understand? What's the middle school off in Missouri City?
Shoot. I went to Johnson, so I was on that side.
Okay, well, I took them to their middle school, you understand, and dropped them off. The name will come to me because I can't remember everything. But when I dropped them off at school, you understand, I came back to the house, you understand, I had to go pick up their mama, and I did that, okay? And all of a sudden, you understand, a situation came by where a police officer, two police officers came up, this is what I remember, and they asked me, was I Van Watson Jr.? I said, yes, I am. And my children at that particular, I brought them back home, they told all the children, y'all gonna ride with us, and you and your wife need to follow us to CPS. Well, we did go to CPS. When I got to CPS, the lady asked me, you understand, Mr. Watson, why did you rape your daughter, Vanetta? I'm like, rape my daughter, Vanetta? And she started saying, well, when you had her to do the clothes and stuff, you understand, you pulled a gun on her and you physically raped her. And what I did was like, I was a meltdown for me because, you know, I'm still under these drugs, I'm high and I'm under this medication. I said this to them. I said, if my baby said I raped her, I can't call her a lie, but I don't remember raping my daughter. These people that could have arrested me right then told me, Mr. Watson, what we want you to do is go to your house and get everything out of there that belongs to you. Don't contact your wife or nobody, and stay in touch because we might want to talk to you again. Well, at that particular time, I went to a doctor in St. George because I know I was having a nervous breakdown. I was thinking about killing myself and everything. Dr. St. George sent me into a detox. When I came out to detox, I went to Miracles of Motion. This was a organization that they set up for drug addicts. While at Miracle of Motions, HPD showed up. The people at Miracle of Motion told me, hey, you ain't got to go with them. Let's investigate and see what happened. Okay, what I told them was this, hold it, if I rape my daughter, I'm supposed to go with them. So I ain't tripping, I'm gone.
To comply and do everything.
I'm gone, I'm gonna do what they say do.
Right.
Because like I say, I feel like, you know, I done did the wrong thing. I don't care whether I'm high or what.
Right.
Okay, so I went to Miracle Motion, and they arrested me. They took me to Mackay Road, and they asked me questions. I answered their questions. Then they transferred me to the city, to the county. When I got to the county, you understand, all kinds of stuff running through my mind. And I said, well, you know what? I mean, I don't even deserve to live if I rape my own daughter. So I took a sheet, got up on the bars, and attempted to hang myself, but somebody screamed out, and the laws came and they arrested me and took me and put me in this tank. When they put me in the tank, you understand, all I can remember is it was ice cold. It wasn't nothing but a hole in the floor. I'm on the 3rd floor on the psych ward. Okay, within that happening, the next time I remember when they let me out of there, they kept me down at the low level. They would never bring me up to an area instead that I could kick it around. So I went and I met Attorney Ron Hayes that was supposed to represent me in this case. Okay? He asked me questions, I shared the answers with him. Okay? I remember going through the arraignment somewhat just then because I have the documents to show what the arraignment was all about. Okay? And after that, he told me, he said that you're going to get a deferred form of adjudication, form of probation because they don't have anything on you really. Mm-hmm. Okay? But you have to plead guilty and waive your right to a jury trial. And you go home today. I said, well, man, you know what? I buy that. Okay? So I pled guilty. I ended up getting 30 aggravated years pleading guilty to a deferred adjudication form of probation because not knowing law at that time, I didn't know what they did. What they did was the bait and switch. That's what con people do. You know, when they play long and short con, they show you this and they give you that. Mm-hmm. Okay, they sent me out the courtroom with a 30-year sentence. Now I couldn't. Why? I thought I was going home. But when they dismissed the case, I didn't know the case had been dismissed until I got to on October the 20th. I think it was October 20th. I went before the judge, and the judge sentenced me to 30 aggravated years in TDCJ-CID. On December the 16th, 1996, I had the John B. Conley unit after going through everything like, let me tell you about this part, this is the good part. When I got to Huntsville, they had me get butt naked, okay? And they sprayed me down like they sprayed cattle, insecticide, okay? Came out of there and they cut my hair off, just demoralized me, okay? Then, when they took me over to Darrington, the laws were so obnoxious and they were so mean and cruel and everything, okay? Mm-hmm. They hit on that table, you better be getting up and moving around, you understand? Because if you ain't ate, you ain't finna eat. So I'm like, okay, I'm really in prison then. Mm. But I wasn't in prison then. When I went before these people at the committee, this great big fat Caucasian man said, Mr. Watson, we're going to send you to the John B. Conley unit, the most dangerous unit in the United States of America. And I'm like, he was saying it in a very arrogant way, you understand, like, okay, I mean for you to die when you get there. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't scared because, like I said, only thing was on my mind, if I don't rape my daughter, anything I get, I'm supposed to get it. If it's death. Because I did not know what I did because I had a blackout. Mm-hmm. Well, everybody say, you have to remember that, okay? But these are people, you understand, that want to be judgmental, but I have documents from the doctor when they switched the documents. The first set of documents said that I was qualified to go to trial and all this. The second set of documents I have them showed that I had a blackout. This is what the psychiatrist said, not the psychologist. The psychiatrist said that I had a blackout, and I couldn't have remembered it if I had did whatever did. Mm. Okay? Well, that wasn't good enough. They went on to send me to John B. Conley unit. I got there in 1996. 1997, refusing to take medication, they said they're going to hold me down and make me take it anyway, you understand? I told them, well, you know what, I'm going to file a lawsuit against you, and they let me alone. But now I'm really praying hard now because I don't know where I'm at, and this thing here is really traumatic, you know what I mean? And I'm out of place. So what happened was, I met a guy on the Conley unit by the name of Adisa, a Muslim, from Houston, Texas, okay? And what he did was, you understand, because he asked me what was my charge, and I said I was in prison for raping my 15-year-old biological daughter. He said, stop right there. He said, don't ever say that again out your mouth because of where you at. But number one, if you said that, you're either innocent or you just crazy. So what he did was he filed documents to get my case started. He beat them with the level 07 first, level 07 on exculpatory evidence because he found the medical records that Texas Children's Hospital had given 6 hours after the allegation that says no vaginal bleeding, no pain, hymen intact. I have those documents in my possession.
And for people that don't know, that with the hymen intact, that means that...
You know what? That means sound, undisturbed, like she came out of her mother's womb. Because at Texas Children's Hospital, what they do when they examine a female for rape, when she says she was raped, they gonna take caliber, they gonna look anything out of place, because if I didn't rape her, there's a possibility that I could have did something. But they clarified I did absolutely nothing when they said hymen intact, because that means there's nothing disturbed, everything was perfect, bottom line. Okay, they denied me without a written order. They didn't deny me because I was wrong. They denied me because they could do this. This is what they can do, because I filed pro se. Okay? We came back, filed the next year, okay, with the affidavit from Jackie Thomas, because my daughter went to New York and she came back, but she wouldn't stay with her mother, okay? She came and stayed with Jackie because she's familiar with Jackie and my children and everything. We raised together. And my daughter wrote me, not my daughter that was alleged to be raped, but my oldest daughter wrote me and said, Daddy, Vanetta said if it wasn't for her mama, you would be locked up. Okay? I said, well, you know, like I said, I wrote my wife, I said, well, you know, number one, how can I rape our baby and she was a virgin? Okay? But this is the catch-21. Vanetta didn't know the whole story, because when I got my documents from appeal, I'm ahead of myself a little bit, but I want you to feel what I'm saying here. When you file an appeal on a case and they grant you an appeal, that means the old case has disappeared. Okay? I filed an appeal on cause number 699312, and I got the records on appeal that exposed the whole case, and I'm still sitting on 699312, which is illegal, off the charts. I'm not even supposed to be locked up, because that case was squashed when they granted me an appeal, because you have to have something to grant an appeal. You don't get an appeal and come back and go back and do the same thing. That's behind me.
Right.
But this is, I mean, all this is, you understand, just showing what the real deal is. Okay, so what happens is, you understand, 2010 move around, I filed a motion 64 DNA testing. Came back to Harris County in 2010, was swabbed, okay, and they said that they still had the medical records, okay, but I knew it was a lie because the medical records was destroyed. The rape kit, it was destroyed in 2004, because from 95 to 2004, once you don't have no DNA, you don't have no reason to keep that. But they was giving me the impression they still had the rape kit. Okay, so they went to New York and took some purple panties and cut the scent out and brought it back and gave me a profile saying that I have the profile in the situation, you understand, of my daughter being raped. Okay, but they got kind of careless, because in this document it says that Vanetta, my daughter, was the source of the DNA. Given that she had identical twin, that's the full thing. But they said I was excluded. Okay, when you exclude, that means you separate. I got these documents. I'm not talking about something, I'm talking about, they ain't my documents, they the state's documents.
Yeah, facts.
But I got the documents.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying this, if I got the medical records, and if I got the documents from DPS that shows that I was excluded, why am I sitting here talking to y'all about me still being in prison? Because I'm doing a lifetime registration as a sex offender. I'm going to sex offender therapy class. I'm on parole. Parole got their foot on my neck. They saying that, guess what? We're enforcers. We don't relitigate your case. You need an attorney. Sex offender therapy class says, Mr. Watson, we feel your pain. Better have my money. I'm gonna disqualify you and send you back to prison. Okay?
So you gotta pay for that.
I got to pay for that. Okay? All right? Out of my money. Okay? So the bottom line is this right here. I would like to present my documents to anyone that would like to see them. Okay? I have the whole package. And they're irrefutable because I have the court seals, I have the stamps, the marks, but the most important thing is look up the Texas Forensic Science Commission, okay? Because they did an investigation to find out when black people go to prison if the time fit the crime, okay? And they came back with my situation saying that to whom it may concern, Van Watson Jr. was cleared of DNA in 1995. There was 2 cause numbers. Cause number 69201A and cause number 699312. Any DNA would have to be under cause number 692018 because 699312 was given by an attorney and not a grand jury. Now, the point of stressing is this right here. You take that away, you're still back to the 692018. I have a dismissal for that July 27, 1985, the case was dismissed. So nothing from nothing leaves nothing. These people ain't got nothing but power over me right now, and they don't even have that now that I'm looking some people in the face. Because I can stand on what I'm saying, because I have the documents to stand on what I'm saying, and it needs to be known. And this is not really about me now. Because I done did a life sentence. You done took my life for 25 years. But how about the ones in behind? That's what I'm talking about right now. You got people back there right now that didn't do the crime, and they sitting up in prison because of this racist type situation that's taking place. We are the United States of America, have the best judicial system in the whole world. And the only reason I can say that is because I have the documents that I have. But people screw it up and they stick with themselves. And I might add this here. Whoever it fit, let it fit. The Republicans was on this team the whole time. Now one Democrat is involved in this thing to show that I'm supposed to be locked up. And they are hard on crime. But guess what? How hard can you be on crime when you send people to prison for a crime they didn't commit and still hold them? Mm-hmm. We got a problem with that. And like I said,